I'll be honest with you. At 92, I'm not supposed to feel this good, but I do. My knees don't ache, my back doesn't creak, and my mind sharp as ever. People always ask me, "What's your secret?" And I tell them, it's not magic, and it's definitely not luck. It's routine. Every morning before the sun even warms the sidewalk, I start with one simple movement. It's not a workout, not even a stretch. I call it the restart. I swing my legs over the side of the bed, plant my feet, and I just stand. That's it. But here's what's really happening. I'm telling my body, we're still in this together. You see, motion tells the brain that life is still going, still worth showing up for. Most folks don't realize how fast strength slips away. One day you're skipping stairs and the next you're gripping the railing like it's your lifeline. But that slide, it starts with stillness, so I don't give it the chance. After standing, I take 10 slow steps to the window. Every creak in the floorboard reminds me, I'm here, I'm moving, I'm not done. And I've done this for decades now. Rain, shine, or snow. Because of that one habit, those few steps, they set my whole day in motion. If you're waking up stiff, groggy, or just plain worn out, don't grab your phone. Don't check the news. Stand up, breathe, tell your legs, we've got something to do, and just walk. Because aging doesn't start with your body. It starts with what you stop doing. Now, once I'm moving, I head straight to the kitchen. And this is where my second ritual kicks in. I pour myself a golden glass. No, it's not fancy, just a simple tonic I've had every morning for over 30 years. Warm water, a slice of lemon, a dash of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a few drops of apple cider vinegar. That's it. Doesn't look like much, but don't let it fool you. This drink wakes up everything inside me. My digestion, my liver, my joints. It's like a morning engine flush. See, as we age, our metabolism slows, inflammation creeps in, toxins hang around longer than they should. But this drink, it fights back. The turmeric handles the inflammation. The vinegar boosts insulin sensitivity. Lemon, packed with vitamin C, and it helps your liver do its job better. And the black pepper? It makes the turmeric 2,000% more effective. I didn't believe it at first either. But after a few weeks of drinking it, my morning fog started lifting. My joints weren't screaming by noon, and something else happened. I started feeling lighter, inside and out. That drink, it's not just a habit, it's a message to my body. I care. So before you reach for coffee or toast, take 60 seconds and make your own golden glass. It's not about perfection, it's about starting the day on purpose. Now let's talk about the third habit. This one saved my legs, literally. At 68, I started getting what I call the dead leg. You know what I mean? That weird ache that doesn't go away, like your thighs are turning to stone. My doctor said, it's circulation. You've got to walk. I didn't want to. I was tired. I told myself I was too old. But one morning I decided to just walk to the mailbox. That's it. Just the mailbox. I got there. Then I said, well, maybe I'll go to the end of the block. Before I knew it, I was doing half a mile. Now I walk every single morning, not fast, not far, just enough to pump blood through my legs and light up my brain. You want to keep your memory? Move your feet. You want to keep your balance? Walk. It's not about burning calories, it's about telling your nerves, wake up. We've got places to go. Studies show just 20 minutes of walking per day improves memory, reduces fall risk, and even boosts immune cells. And you know what? I don't use headphones. I listen to the wind, the birds, my breath. It's a sacred space between me and my health. If you've got knees that complain, hips that whine, use a cane, use a walker, use whatever gets you outside. Because stillness, that's what steals your strength. Movement gives it back. But here's what most people don't understand. Walking doesn't just fix your legs, it fixes your mood. It's natural antidepressant. At 70, I lost my wife. We were married 45 years. I thought I'd never recover. But those walks, they helped me grieve, helped me breathe again. There's something healing about forward motion, even if it's slow, even if it hurts. So when I tell people to walk, I'm not giving fitness advice. I'm giving life advice. Because when you move, you tell your spirit, we're still going. Now let's talk about the part most people skip. Hydration. Not just water, but mineral water. You see, plain water can flush out minerals. And as you get older, you need more of them, not less. I drink what I call the golden glass part 2. It's water with a pinch of sea salt, a squeeze of lime, and a dash of magnesium powder. That mix keeps my cells talking, my heart steady, and my muscles from cramping. Don't underestimate it. Most seniors are dehydrated and don't even know it. Fatigue, dizziness, confusion. It's not always age. Sometimes it's just low electrolytes. So while everyone else is reaching for energy drinks or fancy supplements, I'm sipping something that costs pennies and works better. And I don't wait until I'm thirsty. I drink first thing, because if you wait till you feel it, you're already behind. That one glass in the morning sets me up for everything else. Clearer thinking, better digestion, even smoother skin. It's not glamorous, but it works. And let me tell you something, none of this requires perfection. I'm not some health nut. I just decided years ago I want to live well, not just long, and every small choice I make is a deposit in that account. The walk, the drink, the movement. They might seem tiny, but over time, they become who you are. Now, the fifth thing I do every single morning might sound strange, but stay with me. I talk to myself in the mirror. Just for a minute, I look right into my own eyes and say, "You're alive. You're still here. Make it count." That's it. You'd be surprised how powerful it is. As you age, the world starts treating you like you're invisible. People look past you. They speak louder, slower, like you've disappeared. But when I speak to myself like I matter, I remind my brain I do matter. That small ritual, it builds resilience. And believe me, resilience is a muscle. You've got to train it. And I don't say fake stuff. I'm not telling myself I'm 25 or pretending everything's perfect. I just speak truth. I say, you've been through storms and you're still standing. Or you've lost people you love, but your heart's still beating. I speak with kindness because there's enough harshness in the world already. And when I finish, I always smile. Not because life's easy, but because I'm still showing up. That mirror moment changes my posture, my mindset, my whole energy. It costs nothing, takes 60 seconds, and it sets the tone for everything else. You've got to be your own encourager, your own coach, because if you wait for someone else to remind you how strong you are, you might be waiting forever. Next, let's talk food. Most people eat backwards. They start their day with sugar bombs, cereal, muffins, pancakes drowned in syrup. Then by 10 a.m., they crash. Me? I've got a breakfast that feeds my brain, not just my belly. Eggs, avocado, a handful of berries. Sometimes I throw in a little sauerkraut for gut health. Real food, nothing from a box, nothing with a cartoon on it. I'm not on a diet, I'm on a mission to fuel this machine of mine for another strong day. Eggs give me protein and choline, which my brain loves. Avocados, healthy fats that keep me sharp. Berries, antioxidants to fight off the rust. And sauerkraut, fermented foods that keep my gut running like clockwork. You want energy, clarity? Start with breakfast and drink it with that mineral water I told you about. Most people feel tired not because they're old, but because they're undernourished and overcaffeinated. Fix that and your whole day changes. Now listen, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I eat pizza. I love a good burger, but I treat those like guests, not roommates. They show up once in a while, but they don't live in my house. My staples are foods that heal, not hurt. And over time, my taste buds changed. I stopped craving sugar because my body got used to feeling good without it. And when you start feeling good consistently, you'll fight to protect that feeling. That's when you know you've shifted from surviving to thriving. But here's the big one. What you feed your mind matters more than what you feed your body. After breakfast, I sit with a book. Not the news, not my phone. A real old school book. Usually something that stretches me. History, science, biographies. I want to keep learning, keep growing. Because the moment you stop learning, your brain starts closing up shop. I've met 40-year-olds who act 90 and 90-year-olds who think like they're 30. The difference? Curiosity. I'm curious every day. I ask questions. I write things down. I read to understand, not to pass time. That habit alone has made aging feel like an adventure. There's so much we don't know. So many ideas we haven't touched. And when you fill your mind with new thoughts, your world expands. You see beauty in places you used to ignore. You notice patterns. You become sharper, more present, and when life throws you a curveball, you've got the mental agility to handle it. That's not by accident, that's by design. Now look, if books aren't your thing, start with stories. Listen to interviews. Watch documentaries. Just feed your mind something richer than gossip and headlines. Because what goes in, comes out. Fill your brain with junk, and you'll feel heavy, distracted, anxious. Fill it with wisdom, and you'll feel anchored. That's the truth. Every morning, you've got a chance to plant good seeds. Make it count. Now let's switch gears. I want to talk about connection. At my age, friends start disappearing. That's a hard truth. Funerals become more frequent than birthdays. But here's what I learned. Loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about feeling unseen. That's why I make it a habit to reach out every morning. One text, one call, one message. Sometimes I just say, thinking of you. Other times I share a funny memory or a piece of advice. But I reach out because connection is a life force. Studies show people with strong social ties live longer, recover faster, and feel better overall. And it doesn't take much. 5 minutes a day can change someone's mood, and yours. We're wired to connect. And in a world that's moving fast, slowing down to say, hey, I care about you, is medicine. I don't wait for people to check in on me. I do the checking in. And the return? It's priceless. I've had young folks tell me, but I'm so busy. And I tell them, you're not too busy. You're just out of rhythm. Because what we make time for shows what we value. And if you value people, they'll pour right back into your life when you need them most. That's how you stay rich, not in money, but in meaning. All right, let's keep it moving. The next thing I do every morning, and this one might surprise you, I do nothing. Literally, I sit still for 5 minutes. No phone, no noise, no multitasking. I just breathe. That's it. Deep, steady breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Why? Because silence is where clarity lives. We live in a world of constant noise. Dings, rings, alerts, traffic, talking, nonstop chatter. But when you take a few minutes to be still, your mind stops spinning. You hear your own thoughts. You get centered. And that's how you take control of your day instead of your day controlling you. People think stillness is a waste of time. Let me tell you, it's the most productive 5 minutes of my day. It's like cleaning the windshield before you drive. If you start your day with mental clutter, you're going to crash into everything. But when your thoughts are clear, you make better decisions. You react slower. You listen better. And you stop letting little things wreck your mood. I used to skip this. Thought I was too busy. Now I won't go without it. That 5-minute pause sets the pace for how I show up in every room I enter. Calm, focused, present. And while I'm sitting there, sometimes a thought pops up. Something I need to do. Someone I should call. A new idea. That's gold. That's my brain finally speaking without all the noise drowning it out. So I jot it down. Keep a notepad right next to me. Some of my best ideas came out of that silence. Not from hustle, but from stillness. Try it. Sit quietly, breathe, listen. You'll be amazed at what rises to the surface. Then I get moving. I'm not talking about running a marathon or hitting the gym for 2 hours. I just move. A walk around the block. Some stretches. A little dancing in the living room with music blasting. Whatever gets my blood flowing. You don't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer. You've got a body, use it. I always say, motion is lotion. When you move, you stay loose. You stay young. The moment you stop moving, you start rusting. And here's the secret. It's not about exercise, it's about joy. I move in a way that makes me feel alive. Some days that's walking with a friend. Other days it's gardening or playing with the grandkids. Movement isn't punishment, it's celebration. It reminds me that I'm still here, still able, still alive. And on the days I don't feel like it, I do it anyway. Not for the body, but for the mind. Because when you move, your brain releases feel-good chemicals. You fight anxiety, depression, stress, just by putting one foot in front of the other. Now, I'll tell you something that changed my life. Years ago, I stopped asking, do I feel like it? And I started asking, will I be glad I did it? And the answer was always yes. I've never once finished a walk and said, I wish I hadn't done that, but I've skipped plenty and regretted it. So I keep that promise to myself, just move. No excuses, no drama, just movement every single morning. And while I'm moving, I often play something uplifting in my ears. Music, a podcast, a message from someone who makes me think bigger. I don't fill my head with drama or gossip. I feed my mind while I'm waking up my body. That's how you stack wins. That's how you build momentum. You do little things that add up to big energy. And when you walk into your day with that kind of energy, people feel it. You become magnetic. Here's another thing I do. Every morning I remind myself of what didn't happen. Sounds odd, right? But hear me out. I wake up and say, thank God I didn't get that call in the middle of the night. Thank God I'm not in the ER. Thank God my heart's still beating. Because when you start your day with gratitude for the stuff that didn't go wrong, you shift your whole perspective. You stop taking the basics for granted. And the basics are what really matter. We live in a culture that says, you need more to be happy. I say, you need less, but you need to notice it. A warm bed, clean water, a roof, legs that still carry you, eyes that still see. If you start your day with that kind of awareness, you walk through the world with joy, not complaint. And people feel that. They're drawn to it. Gratitude isn't just good manners, it's power. It recalibrates your spirit. Let me tell you, when I lost someone I loved, mornings became the hardest part of my day. Waking up to the silence, to the empty space where they used to be, it was brutal. But eventually I learned to fill that space with gratitude instead of grief. I'd say, thank you for the time I did have. Thank you that I loved that deeply. And that shift helped me heal. Not overnight, not easily, but slowly, surely, deeply. Gratitude isn't a cliche, it's medicine. And the best time to take it? First thing in the morning. Now I know some of this sounds simple, too simple maybe, but simple doesn't mean easy, and simple doesn't mean small. The most powerful things in life often are simple. Breathing, moving, connecting, listening, loving. If you string those together, day after day, morning after morning, you don't just age, you rise, you grow. You lead a life that's rich in ways money can't touch. And that brings me to the next piece. The thing I hold tight every single morning, my purpose. Even at my age, I've got one. You do too. Let's talk about that. Purpose. That word gets thrown around a lot, but let me break it down in real life. Your purpose is what gets you up in the morning when you'd rather stay in bed. It's the thing that pulls you forward when life is heavy. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need to write a book or build a business to have purpose. Sometimes your purpose is simply showing up for one person who needs you. Maybe it's a child, a neighbor, a friend, or even a stranger who just needed a kind word. That's purpose. Don't underestimate it. Every morning I ask myself one thing. Who can I bless today? That's it. Just one person. It keeps me grounded. It reminds me that no matter what I'm dealing with, I've still got something to give. A smile, a call, a meal, a little patience. And the wild part? Every time I pour into someone else, I end up filled myself. Purpose gives you energy that coffee can't touch. And when you live on purpose, people feel it. You become the kind of person others trust, respect, and remember. Now let's be real. Some mornings I don't feel like I have a purpose. I feel tired, worn down, even invisible. But I've learned something. Feelings aren't facts. Just because I feel useless doesn't mean I am. That's when I go back to my list. I literally keep a list of ways I've made a difference. No matter how small. Helped a friend through a tough time. Encouraged someone who was down. Showed up when it counted. That list reminds me, I matter. And so do you. Your presence, your story, your scars, they all carry weight. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know what my purpose is, here's my challenge. Start by being kind. Start by showing up. Start by doing the next right thing with a full heart. That's how purpose finds you. Not in some grand moment, but in the little choices you make every single day, especially in the morning when your mindset is most fragile. Set your tone. Claim your purpose. Be the reason someone else feels seen. That's how you build a meaningful life, one morning at a time. Now here's one more thing I do every morning that's changed everything. I protect my peace. That means I don't start my day with chaos. I don't scroll through drama. I don't invite stress into my space before I've even had a chance to breathe. I've got boundaries, hard ones, and I've earned them. If someone's energy drains me, I limit their access. If something I watch or listen to makes me feel anxious or angry, I cut it out. My peace is too expensive to give away for free. Let me put it this way. If you wouldn't let someone dump trash in your living room, why let them dump negativity into your mind? Your morning is sacred. It's the foundation for your whole day. So I guard mine like treasure. I choose what comes in, and I decide what stays out. That means no toxic conversations, no comparison games, no letting other people's panic become mine. It's not selfish. It's survival. Peace is not passive. It's a choice you have to fight for. And once I've got that peace locked in, I do one last thing. I speak life over myself, out loud. I know it might sound a little weird, but I do it anyway. I say, I am strong. I am enough. I'm not perfect, but I'm powerful. I've got what it takes to handle whatever comes today. Those words matter, because the most important voice you'll ever hear is your own. If you're not speaking life, who will? I used to wake up and immediately think about everything I wasn't. Now I start with who I am, and let me tell you, it changes everything. You've got to become your own encourager, your own cheerleader, your own safe place. Don't wait for someone else to tell you you're worthy. Don't rely on outside praise to feel valuable. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, you've survived 100% of your worst days. You've made it this far. You're still here. That's not luck. That's strength. And it deserves to be acknowledged. And hey, if no one's told you lately, you're doing better than you think. You're trying. You're showing up. You're learning, healing, growing. Maybe not as fast as you'd like, but progress is still progress. And when you start your day with that mindset, when you speak those truths over yourself before the world even gets a chance to beat you down, you walk different. You stand taller. You don't get knocked around so easy. So to sum it up, here's my morning formula. I wake up early, I hydrate, I reflect, I get still, I move, I speak gratitude, I walk in purpose, I protect my peace, and I speak life. Every single morning. Is it perfect? Nope. Do I miss days? Of course. But I come back to it again and again because it works. It's how I stay grounded in a world that feels like it's spinning out. It's how I keep my head clear, my heart soft, and my spirit strong. And if you take anything from this, let it be this. You have more power than you realize. You don't have to wait for some big moment to change your life. You can do it tomorrow morning with a choice, with a breath, with a small, quiet commitment to yourself. Start where you are. Use what you've got and show up day after day, morning after morning. Because how you start your day, that's how you shape your life.